This is Robert at the Mayor Web Project, back with another installment for the inner workings of personality spectrum analysis. And today we're going to clean up the concept of what a construct is, what an optimal score is, and then I think you're probably all familiar, those of you who have used this, what maladaptation is, but we'll just look at that again. This concept of an optimal score, which you see here in red, is new for this updated version. The score has always been in there, it's always been scoring, and it's been standardizing all along. I just haven't included it because I was waiting for it to be able to be plugged in a meaningful way. I needed to see results in a generic format to figure out exactly how I wanted to do this. So that's all done now. There's thousands of results in here that this thing is balanced against. And we can look at these three different scores. Right now, I'm not going to take this apart in a really minute way. I may do that with some. I envision doing some interpreting videos here at the end of this whole thing. After we get through a couple more videos, we might look at some stuff and go through and interpret some actual scores so that you can see how to walk through this. But there's three scores. Maladaptation, you probably all remember what that is. We'll look at some maladaptive questions here from antisocial in just a minute. Optimal score is exactly what it sounds like. This is the most optimal score that a person can have for that particular personality type. The construct score is probably the hardest one to understand. It's probably the most important one to understand, and really that's the goal here that I have today, to help you understand what a construct score is. So let me take this down to a base level. We'll look at the actual test. This is the actual PSA test. The first 11 items are related to antisocial personality optimal scoring items. It sounds good, but it's not really that good. The next the next 11 items, bringing us up to 22, through 22 actually, are again antisocial items. These, however, are where we get the maladaptive score. So items 12 through 22 are maladaptive scores, maladaptive items that create the score for antisocial personality. Items 1 through 11 are the optimal items. Now, you know, the scoring matrix is 1 does not describe me at all. The person chooses that, they're opting out of that item. That item will not score in its intended area. So if a person does, that didn't sound like me at all for the first 11 items, they're going to get a 0 on the antisocial personality optimal functioning matrix. The whole thing is any score at all is a negative score. We're not looking at positives here, we're looking at negatives. You have optimal scores, which are the best that you can do in that personality trait. But the personality trait, all 10 personality traits are skews from normality. Now, most every person, including probably you, will score somewhere. I score in one area, and it's an optimal functioning score. Almost everyone will have some personality skew. The first 11 items, again, are optimal functioning antisocial items. The next 11 items are disordered. Furthermore, item number 1 matches item number 12. Number 1 for optimal functioning antisocial matches number 1 down here from maladaptation. When a person says, I fail to conform to social norms, that is a maladaptive antisocial personality trait. Up here we have the optimal way that a person cannot conform, and that is by having a freelance lifestyle and live well by their own talents and whatnot. Rather than failing to conform, they're just kind of failing to participate. Well, that's not good, but this is catastrophic. And the more of these we have out of these 11 items, the more catastrophic the maladaptation score becomes. So you can see what the optimal functioning score is. You can see our item is. You can see what the item is here for maladaptation. You've got optimal functioning, you've got maladaptation, and now we throw in the mix something that's very confusing, and that is the whole idea of a construct. A construct is neither optimal nor maladaptive. It's there. It is a combination. Statistically analyzed, it is a combination of maladaptation and the obsessive. It shows us the volume of antisocial. Most of them are going to be in the middle. This one, or most of them will be a stair-step kind of thing. This one's a little bit exaggerated, but most of the time you're going to find that there's a stair-step type configuration. If optimal is high, you'll probably find the maladaptation is low, and that the construct is in the middle somewhere. This is pretty normal. The construct is higher. The construct just shows us the amount of antisocial that a person has. Right here. This is all of this person's antisocial. And out of this, we have a predominant optimal functioning, a lower maladaptation. Out of this, the borderline, we have a higher optimal functioning, a lower maladaptation than that. You will find some cases where the construct is higher than the other two. That's because these are standardized scores, and that's just the way the standardization has fallen out. Don't go too overboard with this, except to understand that the construct is the volume of the particular personality trait that is there. How much of it is there? Whether it's optimal or maladaptive, we don't know. We're not looking at that. How much of it is there? And of course, you can see the maladaptive and the optimal. Paranoid in this particular case, while there's a whole lot more maladaptation there than there is optimization with these traits. A person who doesn't pick items much from a particular category, and you can see that here, this person's under 100 for all of the borderline stuff. Well, that shows me that this person didn't pick a whole lot in this whole borderline area. Their optimal or their construct score is at a 90, so this person would not make a very good borderline. A histrionic, yep. I love you to hate me. That's basically what this person is saying. Push and pull, I hate you, I love you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry I said I hate you. You know I love you. Now get out of my life. I can't stand you. Did I say that again? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Histrionic is a day as long. Okay? So when we come down here, now really I really hate to use the word, but the most stable understanding of the personality of this person comes in this column, in the construct column. That's the most stable that you're going to find. Out of the optimal, the maladaptations, they come and go, but the construct is what the person's personality is made of. So, even though here with histrionic you see construct of 116, they didn't pick a whole lot of maladaptation or optimal stuff. A lot more maladaptation goes into this score. 118 is a lot more optimal, although there is some maladaptation there. This is just about a break even. A little stronger with the optimal and the maladaptation. So you can see from this, hopefully, what the difference between a construct and an optimal score and a maladaptation. You notice it says adjusted. We'll get into that. Let me see where we are. Yeah, we've already dealt with this. We're going to look at optimal functioning, discrepancy next time, and the whole concept of the raw score. This is where it really starts to get interesting, and this is where you can really begin to make some progress with your client. But we're going to stop this for now. Hopefully once we get here and you understand these concepts, it'll make things a little clearer. Might have to go over these videos a few times. So for now, this is Robert from Merit Web. I forgot to tell you it's the 28th of April 2017. Try to date my videos because a lot of people don't do that on YouTube, and I really have a problem with that because I don't know how old the stuff is that I'm listening to. Alright, for now, we're done.